Hi everybody, it's about 2 o'clock Central Time on Sunday. I just got to Granite City, Illinois. Missed a train. Just caught the tail end of it, but I didn't film it. Can't remember what this place does. The yard is full of these box cars with that symbol on it, and a bunch of covered hoppers, CBFX. I'll have to look up on online what it does. And they've got a little trackmobile over there too, which is always pretty cool. So I'm gonna hang out here for a couple hours before I head on to the hotel. This is the back side of that place. I mean, those covered hoppers sure don't look like they're old enough to want to be scrapped. Anyhow, but since it's a recycling place, so I don't know what they're doing. But again, those things look pretty new to me. I don't think I'd be scrapping them. See if I can find a build date on them. Well, I know you can't read this, but that black box says they're either built in 2015 or 2016. Hard for me to believe they're being scrapped. I drove over to a place I saw on Google Maps. It's A&K Railroad Materials Incorporated. Because I saw they had these 2 locomotives parked there close to the fence, so I could take pictures of them. Here they are. Pretty cool. Of course, it's Sunday, no activity. And then they had a nice engine house there too. So after that, I drove back over to the tracks. But the yard was full of cars. Couldn't tell what that engine was. So the blue dot is where I usually hang out, off Niedering House Avenue in Granite City, Illinois. It's a great place, but on this day it was a bright sunny day and I was looking into the sun, so I decided I'd try to move down next to that hand-drawn blue dot, which is really a bad idea for several reasons. One reason is it's the tracks that are on, it's nowhere near as busy as the other ones, and I couldn't see them. But also I was blocking the entrance to a business. As Sunday, gate was padlocked, didn't think anything about it. Thought, well, if somebody does come, I'll just move. It doesn't matter. But ended up causing a few problems for me, which I'll talk about here in a few minutes. So we have an Amtrak train. I don't cars say Amtrak Midwest. I'm going to Google that and figure out what that is, because I don't really think it's a cross-country Amtrak train. I think it's more of a commuter type train. Gotta look it up. So I guess Amtrak Midwest runs between Kansas City, St. Louis, and Chicago, and it provides connections to the long-distance Amtrak trains that go out west and east and everything. Or you can just ride it from Kansas City to Chicago. They advertise that connects to go see ball games and shopping and stuff like that. So I moved over here to Granite City Pickling and Warehouse Incorporated. Also says TSW Steelworks. This is the Terminal Railroad Association of St. Louis, I think, crossing here. So I'm looking back. I was just to the right of where that truck's crossing the grade. That's where I usually park. So I'm hearing some whistles coming that way. I'll have to see if a train comes. You can see the big steel mills here that I don't think are active anymore. And there's a couple buildings down this way. This is the way that the Amtrak train just went, that way. It's got a Norfolk Southern train coming. It's probably just a transfer between yards. He's going to be on the track right next to me. It caught me by surprise. I should have been sitting over there for the Amtrak train. Need to bring my scanner. That pickup truck is the Terminal Railroad Association of St. Louis. He's giving me the eye. I'm on a public road, but he's probably just checking out to see what I'm doing. So it's Monday night. I'm in the hotel room. So let me finish the story. So I told you that truck was checking me out. After I filmed the Amtrak train, I just got back in the car and sat down and stayed there. You know, I thought about moving because I didn't have a very good view of that train. Well, pretty soon a policeman pulled across the tracks, came up to me, and was very polite, very friendly, asked me what I was doing. I told him, I said, hey, I'm just here filming trains. He said, well, it looks kind of funny you're blocking this business. I said, well, they're closed. It's Sunday, and you know, the gate's padlocked. I'd move if somebody came. And the reason why I'm here is because I'm looking directly into the sun. He said, well, I understand, but it's just not a very good place to be. And the truck over there called you in because you look sort of suspicious, you sitting here. So I said, you know, I understand, and you know, I'll happily move if you want me to, no problem. He's a super friendly guy. He said, well, let me see your ID. Just make sure y'all do my due diligence. I'll call you in, but you're not in any trouble at all. You know, but I'm gonna have to ask you to move. I said, well, where do you want me to move to? He said, well, you just pointed out where I was at. He said, just go right back over there. People sit there all the time, watch trains, and don't want to say a word about it. I said, no problem. So I went over there, and he met me over there, gave me my ID back, shook my hand. He actually told me a lot of stuff about the railroad tracks around there. He said, this track here, there's no trains on it anymore. You might not want to watch that, but he gave me some other tips. He was sort of a rail fan. He also sort of quizzed me to see maybe if I knew about railroads. You know, I wasn't just lying to him about watching trains. But it is a very positive experience for everybody. You know, the railroad employee did what he was supposed to do. He saw somebody suspicious. I'm sure they get a lot of vandalism and theft in this area around all these old steel mills. So he called it in, didn't confront me. The policeman was very professional, very polite. I was the same to him. And, you know, I don't have any problems with anything about it. And it was sort of a funny thing because I went back to where it originally was on the blue dot where I was at. And I thought, well, I'm going to walk around a little bit because there's a big like gravel lot there where I first started, where I filmed those cars. And I started noticing that there were like bricks or pieces of bricks in the ground. Some of them had writing on them. So some of you guys may know I collect bricks because a lot of the older bricks, the brick companies used to write their names on them. So they're kind of interesting. Mostly I collect bricks from Southern Ohio and Kentucky. But you know, I can take these that I found over here and trade them for bricks I don't have. So I started kicking around and everything, and I found like 5 bricks. I'll show you a picture of them. Wouldn't have happened if, you know, I hadn't had to move. I never probably would have found those bricks. So, all in all, it was a you know, interesting experience. I'm glad he was as nice as he was. And, yeah, I think I really appreciate it. I wish I'd got his name. I'd give him a shout out on this. So anyhow, I'll show you the picture of the bricks and then I'll end the video. Here they are. Everybody stay safe.